Gonna try this again. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Now that I'm off this stupid phone here, but I had to take that call there. I've been waiting to talk to this guy for a while now, and finally got a hold of the right guy. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We're just trimming some grass here. Probably YouTube won't like that either, but hey, can't please everyone, right? So we're trimming brass. We're gonna try and get some stuff ready to reload because I make my own stuff here. I don't buy the stuff in the stores anymore. Haven't for 30 years. Sometimes I'll buy some, but I like to do my own. I get powder loads and bullets and stuff that I like, that shoots most accurate for me and is easy on the fur, and that's how I do it. And YouTube don't like much to do with guns and bullets and stuff. So anyways, there's a perfectly prepped up piece of brass there, except for it's not clean. So I got myself a tumbler. You guys can jump in and ask me questions if you want, or maybe you don't want. At least I know who's in here. Who's in here today? Say hello. Don't be shy. I'm shy. Not. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I used to be really shy. Really shy. Those days are long gone. So I can show you something else here too that you might not know if you guys reload or not. Oh, here, this is what you got to look for too. There's a crack in that neck. Let's see if you can see it. Can you guys see that? Oh man. See the little split in that? That's the neck, a neck that's cracked. You know, you might get one more round out of that case, but I think we'll pass. That can go right in the file under G in the garbage. Get rid of it. The other place too, when you resize brass a lot, is, see there's like a ring here. That's where the brass is stretching. Hey John, how you doing? That's where the brass is stretching. So I don't know if you guys like that nickel plated stuff, but you know, the silver stuff that looks really cool. So I'm just hanging out doing some stuff here while I got a little time. That nickel plated stuff really stretches easy. So years ago, I remember it was my 22-250 or my 223. It might have been 223, and I was reloading that nickel plated stuff. And I'll tell you, be careful. Be careful. This is why you wear glasses at the range. Oh, hey, PA Trap. Yeah, I remember you, John. Yeah. Yeah, you got to watch that. You can lose stuff really easy on here. That nickel-plated brass, it stretches real easy. So that little ring mark from the stretching. See, once this stuff is fired again, oh, and I just did those too. After this stuff is fired again out of this one gun, I'm going to just neck size them. They'll be a little tighter when you're going in and out of the chamber, right? But if you can neck size every other one, you'll save your brass a lot more, because you're not, when you're pushing it down, you're pulling out, you're stretching it. You're stretching the brass each time, and it weakens it. Somebody was telling me that they only got one reload out of their 22-250 brass. That's horrible. Oh, you forgot the password. Yeah, I have some old accounts there under Wolves Video Productions that I can't get into anymore. Yeah, so the other thing is, so this here part here, maybe I should use this so you can see better. This will be better. So this here part here is your shoulder, right? So if you don't push those shoulders back enough when you resize them, the shell won't go into the chamber, right? So what I'd like to do is, when I reload, is I'll take my gun, right, my bolt action that I shoot, and I will start with the resizer, with the resizing die up further, and I will just push this down enough just to get it in, so it goes in easy into the chamber. You don't have to ram the bolt down. I learned this because I had a gun that I'd reloaded a bunch of rounds for, and I went to use it in a different rifle, the same caliber and everything, and you couldn't close the bolt. Could you imagine you're out hunting, you go to put a round in, you can't even close your bolt? So I ended up taking, I don't know, I must have had 80 or 90 rounds. I ended up pulling every bullet out. So I bought a collet die so I could pull it out with the press. I did every round. I pulled the bullets out, and then I put them back in the resizer, had to pop all those primers out, and basically pushed down and kept turning the die down and pushed it down enough to push these shoulders down till it would fit in the chamber. If you push them down too far, you're leaving a big space in there. So every time you fire it and you get the pressure in there, that casing expands, right? And then you're shrinking it again, and it's expanding again, and you're shrinking it again. You won't get as many reloads with it. Some of this brass, I mean, is really old. I'm just saying, it's old. I've fired them probably way too many times as it is, but until I see a neck split, I don't bother. It can keep getting reloaded. But what I was going to tell you about the nickel ones, where that ring is, I don't know if you can see a ring that's just maybe there it is. You can see the shinier part there. I had a brass or a nickel plated round or whatever, the silver ones, at the range one time. I fired it and I got my face burnt. Right up my face. Oh, wow, that was hot. And I had glasses on, right? I had safety glasses on. That was the rules at the range. That's a darn good rule to have. If you're out shooting off the bench, is to wear glasses. I wear glasses all the time now just because I'm getting old, but that case came apart. It split right there where that ring is. So I was trying to load 223 really hot. And that case eventually stretched right there and came apart. I don't like the nickel plated stuff, I'll tell you. That's dangerous. If you're out, you can really burn your eye or something. So you have to be very careful because you're playing with fire, right? You got to be careful when you're reloading that you don't load stuff too hot. Try to keep within specs. When you're working up loads, they call it working up a load. You start, say your maximum load is say 35.7 grains, right? You start at say 34, you reload 5 or 3 or 5, you go to 34 and a half, you go to 35 and a half. Say it's 35.7, you might go to 35.7, and you go to 36, and you shoot your groups, and you might start at 100 yards. You might be like this, and as you work your load up, say, like, because I shoot a 1 in 14 twist barrel, so lighter and faster, I'll shoot a 50 grain, and you'll start shooting faster and faster and faster, like, because it's more powder, obviously, right? And you're using a chronograph, which means you're getting higher pressures too. Not because of the chronograph, because of the more powder, right? You'll see your groups tighten right up. And then sometimes you'll see them start to get bigger again. So back your powder back down. You can play with seating depth on your bullets and stuff too. But always watch your primers. No, I can't show you a fired case now, but if you see your primer starting to flatten out, where you're just seeing that firing pin mark becomes more of a dimple or whatever, you just look at them, you'll see them start to get like real flat, then you know you're too hot. You get too much pressure, they'll flatten out. But you have to be careful when you reload. Anyways, yeah, that's enough of that. Let's talk about coyotes or something. John, you still in there? PA outdoors, PA trapping and outdoors. Are you getting out much there? Getting any coyotes this winter? All ready to do some turkey hunting? Everybody's given up. Given up on the coyotes, except for really Nuisance. You got 3. Yeah, that's good. It's better than none. These guys that they like to deer hunt and that, and you like to turkey hunt and stuff, you got to get out and shoot some coyotes. But you know what? If you're just going to educate them, leave them to the guys that'll kill them. Like me, I like killing them. If you're local around me or whatever and you got problems with them, just get a hold of me. I'll come over. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start charging more money though to cover gas. Holy smokes. 2s and Duke 550s. They're a good trap. Cable restraints. I've got 36 this year. I'm really down on my numbers, but it's like I trapped a few. I didn't really trap much this year. I've been busy working. I haven't hunted much either, but I usually stick to doing nuisance work because if it pays me a little bit of money, that's good. And if you're doing nuisance stuff, that's where the majority of the coyotes are. I just give a 6 beaver carcasses. Oh, yeah, they work really good for bait, eh? Beaver carcasses. 3 dogs. Yeah, I don't run dogs. I used to run dogs on raccoons, but my last dog, he just died. Yeah, he died a week before Christmas, so kind of sucks. My wife wants to get me another dog, eh? Yeah, no, can't do her. Can't do her anymore. I should give away some videos, but I'm not sure how to do this because I know with me, I wouldn't give my information. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, he was my best dog I had in 35 years of coon hunting. He was an amazing dog, but he's gone. You know, he lived to 14 and a half years old, though. That's the longest I've ever had a dog live, especially a hound. Hounds usually between 10 and 11 years. Yeah, really good tree dog. But yeah, not much of a fighter, but I'll tell you, you want to talk about fast. Should have trialed him or something. I'm not a trial kind of guy. No time to run all over the countryside there. Have you ever been to, yeah, John, maybe you have. Have you ever been to Autumn Oaks down in Indiana? I used to go down there and sell videos years ago. I had 6 titles that I produced and I was selling. No? I used to go down there just to sell videos, and I knew some guys that trialed dogs, so well, I met them on from buying mine, and then I was filming. I used to hunt with a few of them and film their dogs. Terry Dolbear she's out of Sarnia, Ontario. She breeds black and tan. She still does. Her dad did. Her dad's gone. She has some really nice structured dogs. Actually, this dog came from Autumn Oaks. The one I had, his name was Razor. He was the aggressive one out of the whole litter there. I went through like 10 litters of dogs looking for what I thought was the nicest structured looking dogs, you know, with the big sagging backs on them and stuff, eh? And yeah, I went down there and found a good litter. Then I was looking at this pup, and he reminded me of a dog I used to have. I called Storm. I mean, he was like this little runt, but he was pretty much all black. You could hardly see any tan on the guy. He was just a mean little 55-pound runt. And oh, he was a mean dog. Anyway, but he'd take the coldest track and run it for the longest. Oh, my battery just went dead. I guess I'm not doing any more of these. But he would take the coldest track. Yeah. He'd take the coldest track and he'd run it forever. And the dog was already spoken for, so I'm gonna have to go downstairs and get another battery. So the dog is already spoken for, so I'm standing there looking at this litter of dogs, right? And jeepers. Holy smokes. It's been so long I've had this off and it could come off. And here we go. Done. So anyways, I was sitting there watching the litter, and this one pup, he was like pounding the crap out of the rest of the litter in the kennel. You like my first? Pounding the crap. He was the most aggressive dog out of all of them. There you go. This is a little bit of my living room here. Not too many get to see this on my lives. I don't like to show everybody everything, you know. Yeah, he was really aggressive. And I went, that's the dog right there. This dog was pounding these other dogs, just pounding them. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be my new dog. And oh boy, I tell you, what a dog he was. And yeah, I found a battery, so we're back in business here. What a dog he was. Just pounded the snot out of all the other puppies. Yeah, thanks, man. I've got a ton of fur to do. There's a bunch of stuff there, and I made a bunch of hats and mitts I sold over the winter, so I'm down a little bit, but I've got a pile of stuff. I just kept the nice ones this year. I didn't keep everything. Some of them are mangy. Some of them were just kind of flat and woolly, so I don't bother. Only if they're good fur, because it's just like if you're sending fur to an auction. Like these guys that send up all the raccoons, right? They go absolutely crazy where they just pelt out everything, right? They just pelt out everything like mad. There we go. And they're sending up early coons and everything else. What for? What for? To get $2 for a raccoon? No thanks. Should send stuff up when it's prime if you're going to send up, not just junk, you know. So it's the same with if you're tanning and that, and you're shooting coyotes or trapping coyotes all winter. You got to pay for chemical, man. You got to pay for chemical, and you got your time. You got to skin the animal. You have to flesh it. You got to turn the ears, remove the cartilage. You know, then you pickle or you tan or whatever, and you spend all this work on a coyote that's really, they're not worth anything. They are to me because I make hats and mitts I sell. That's a little hobby. I thought I'd try it because I wanted to make myself a hat one time. And it started out, I was going to make one. I made a pattern. I started that way. And then I went, geez, this is too hard to sew by hand. I'm going to buy a machine. So that's all I spend my money on, guys. I don't really travel. I don't buy, like, I don't go to bars and drink and party and stuff. And I don't, my money is all spent on hunting and trapping. And I decided I was going to make fur hats and thought, oh, geez, there's a machine. I looked online. I looked for machines all over the place. Couldn't find anything. Finally, I bought a fur machine. My wife, she's a very talented artist, so she's been a help, because I don't sew flat worth a hill of beans. So she does my liners for me. But people say, well, geez, your wife really makes nice hats. It's not my wife, it's me. When I have time, if I get someone that wants to buy one, I'll make one, but I don't just make them for the fun of it. Yeah, that is big for a gray. Yeah, $3. $3 is like a. See, that's the thing, eh? Like, you know, respect to these guys respect to these guys that work in the fur harvesters and the auctions and everything else, right? But there comes a time when you do all that work for a coyote or a fox or even raccoons and stuff, and they're not selling at auctions. I always said, stop sending them. Starve them out. Like, you know, if you got your buyers are Russia and China, I think, still on the auctions in the furs. Like, if you're not going to get any money for them, you're going to get $2 and $3 for a raccoon or something. Why bother? Like, I know. So a guy I used to talk to a little bit, and his dad was a trapper too. He said, well, I know you don't get a lot of money for fur. It's just a bonus, right? It's just a bonus. It's just a bonus. So what kind of a bonus do you get if you get $3 for a raccoon? Yeah, $3 out of 3 coyote. That's not very good. It's like I won't send fur anymore. I keep it myself, and I learned how to tan. Well, I've been doing tanning for a long time, but I'll make fur hats and mitts out of it, and I sell them. And if someone wants one, I'll make them one. Sometimes I'll make a couple hats. Like this time of year, I don't make very much, right? Because nobody's going to buy a winter hat this time of year. And I'll make a couple hats, and when they sell, I'll make another hat or two. Or in my mitts, I love the mitts. I hated making them at first, but I make them with buckskin palms, and I've got a couple deer I have to dehair some hides out there. That's the worst part of it, is dehairing them, and I'm lazy to do it. But it's so much work to make buckskin, but it's so nice. It's like people that have a problem with it, they eat meat. They buy leather wallets, they buy leather belts. Even if it's not leather, you're buying synthetic stuff that's harder on the environment than anything else. I mean, fur is a sustainable resource. It's easy on the environment. I mean, it's renewable. They keep saying, well, you can't kill all the coyotes because they keep breeding, right? They keep breeding, and you'll never kill them all. That's right, you won't. So why not kill what you can, right? If you hunt them and trap them regularly, keeps people's pets safe, keeps kids safe, keeps their populations in check, which means there's more deer around, more rabbits. I'm actually starting to see rabbits and deer at places I haven't seen them there for years, or saw them there in years. It's like they kill everything. So why not turn a few into hats, right? And keep warm. And even if you're not going to do that, get out and kill some. If you skin them, you skin them. If not, who cares? I mean, they're a pain in the arse anyway. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, they kill a lot of turkeys too. Yeah, you got a good point there, John. They do kill a lot of turkeys. I found piles of feathers from them, and it's not raccoons. I mean, raccoons are terrible on raiding nests and stuff, but coyotes, man, they're killing machines. Oh, I've heard coyotes ripping apart coons and then found the dead coon all ripped up. They'll kill a coon. That's no problem for them. And it takes a good hound to get one, right? I've seen hounds get chewed up over the years. I've had a couple of real good dogs that would totally devastate a raccoon without hardly getting a scratch. The majority of them, it's just like the bite. They don't have the skill, right? It's like watching an MMA fighter versus somebody that just boxes or something, and someone that's talented in all areas. It's a totally different game. But yeah. Oh, I'm still turning this stuff, man. Oh, I need to teach my wife how to do this. What do you think, guys? Teach your wife how to do brass, right? I'm sure that would go over good. Hey, honey, take tomorrow off. I got a job for you to do. Can you trim and bevel the 200 cases I've got sitting here for me? Take the day off. I don't mind. You can take day off work. Yeah. Raccoons. So nest raiders, we call them. But this one place I've been trying to get coyotes for the guy there. I killed 4 of them for him. They're coming up trying to get his calves at night. He's got a big chicken coop, and it looks like it's closed in good, but I see eggs outside the chicken coop. And then I see some broken ones. And he says, yeah, I don't know how they're getting in. Yeah, I don't know either. But I've seen a coyote before running down the road with an egg in its mouth too, so I wouldn't count them out. One ran across the road in front of me, and I didn't get him, of course, right? But he dropped the egg on the road. And that's why I knew it was in his mouth. I didn't realize that coyotes would get into coops and just steal the eggs. but I guess they will. Foxes, weasels, they're hard on chickens. Raccoons too, they'll kill the chickens, just take their eggs. I don't know. Let's stick to what this channel is about. No chicken eggs. It was a guy's chicken coop. The guy had just killed 4 coyotes out there for him. And beside his big coop, I went over there because the coyote I shot was down past the coop. One of them. And when I walked past the coop, I seen a bunch of broken shells and a couple eggs there. So I don't think they were throwing them out there. Nobody can be that dumb, right? To put their broken eggs and everything right beside where they don't want animals to come to. But you never know. I don't know the guy too well, so. Paul, are you in there? Where's Paul? My buddy Paul. My Michigan hunting buddy. Oops. I've been hunting down in Michigan for like 25 years at night and bow hunting for deer down there. So I've got lots of night footage and stuff, and man, lots of good times. And they got a lot of deer down there. It's great. It's great. One of these days I'm going to buy a new one of these. This thing's dull as anything. Where are you, Paul? I know a guy in PA there, John. I've been talking to a guy named Terry for at the same time I started talking to Paul. They'd both been customers of mine when I first started producing hunting videos. And Terry, he's down in PA. He used to be down near Hershey. Yeah, we got tons of beavers. Like we're in the Kawartha Lakes area. There's all kinds of lakes and ponds and swamps all over the place. There's tons of beavers, but if I don't think beavers are really worth a lot anyways. So if I do beavers, it's nuisance work. It's got to pay me because I'm not going to run around and trap for free. Because you got a lot of stuff at stake, right? I don't like water trapping for one. Northwest PA, below Lake Erie, yeah. Well, that might be a possibility in the future because you're probably not that far from me then. I drive out to the west end of Michigan every year to hunt with my buddy Paul, and I'm driving 8 hours. $50 a beaver for blankets. I don't know if beaver's worth much at auction though, is it? Highly doubt that. I don't really care if I chop beaver because I guess it'd be beneficial, right? Because I'd have more bait. It'd make good coyote bait for sure. I shot a beaver last year. I shot a coyote last year with a beaver in its mouth when I shot it. This young guy that was, I don't know if it was him or his buddy who was trapping beavers, and he asked me if I wanted some carcasses. I said, yeah, sure, I'll take some. So he kept saying, yeah, I got some more. So I was throwing them out. This 2 winters ago. I was throwing them out at another friend's place that I've been shooting coyotes for. And slipping in there, and this beaver's coming up the field. He was going up to the barn with the beaver in his mouth. So I don't know if he was just going to lay up near the barn to get away from the rest of the predators, or if he was planning on slipping in somewhere. I still don't know because he didn't make it to the barn. When I shot him, he had this beaver right in his mouth. He dropped it then, but it was kind of cool to see. I've seen coyotes take a calf, like a newborn calf, like they're not that big, right? Pick it up off the field and carry it away without dragging it, right? $18 a pound for dried pelts. A pound? Up here they grade pelts and they sell them by the pelt. They don't sell them by the pound. Yeah, but a calf is like what? maybe 30 pounds. Newborn. Anybody out here help me out? Somebody, maybe a farmer. I don't know. They don't weigh that much, right? 20 or 30 pounds, maybe. And farmer had a stillborn. He threw it at the back, and I seen it the one day, and I thought, I wonder if that would be a good bait. I come back the next day, and there was no people tracks there, right? It was fresh snow in it, fresh skiff. And you can see the coyote tracks all around it. Just picked it up, carried it down the field and away, and never even dragged it at all. Nothing. Just picked it up. So they're very strong, and I think people underestimate the damage that a coyote can do. 2 baby rabbits. Wow. I seen a fox the other day when I was going at this friend of mine that I'm telling you about, where I was shooting coyotes for him. I was going at his place, and it was like not early morning. It was like 8 o'clock-ish, 9 o'clock-ish. And there was a fox down the side of the road through the ditch. So there's no other cars around. I just slowed down. I seen the white bob up the road, and I slowed down, rolled down the window, and went, hey, like that on him. And he turned to run. He ran right into the fence and bounced off, and he didn't make the hole. He went running back the other way to get through a fence somewhere. It's actually kind of funny. I wish I had that on video. That would have been cool. Little sucker just whap off the fence. Just blew him a kiss and scared the crap right out of him. Couple winters ago, I killed. What did I kill? I killed a few years ago. I killed 70 coyotes and 9 fox, and then it was 58 and 7. Yeah, and then this year I've killed 38 coyotes and 6 fox, and all 6 fox I trapped. The guys had, it was started out, there was coyotes laying off his back deck, like not even his back deck. He didn't have a deck there, out his back door. And there was an apple tree 30 feet from it, and coyotes were coming right up. He had a big dog kennel full of these standard poodles, and the coyotes were coming up, grabbing an apple and just lounging on his lawn every day. Dogs didn't scare him, nothing, just hanging around his kennels. He's like, I need these things gone. They're like scared of getting bit, or the grandkids or whatever, right? So I went over and talked to his son, and he said, yeah, he wants the fox gone too, or whatever. And I said, because it's fox. So I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to get tons of coyotes out of here, right? So I went in and I did 3 dirt hole sets, right? So I get home, we just sat down to watch a little TV, right? Had a shower and all that. Yeah, they sure do. And sure enough, I started getting pictures on my cellular cam, right? There's a fox in the trap. My wife's, come on, let's go, let's go. She's all excited. She wants to go. So, okay, let's go. We go down there and shoot. Did I shoot that one, or did I take it? I might have took that one alive. I can't remember now. And reset the trap. Well, I wake up to go to the washroom about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? There's another fox in the same set. I'm like, holy smokes. I'm thinking I'm going to get coyotes. I'm seeing getting all these foxes, right? So I go down, I get rid of, I get the other fox, right? And I didn't do anything with the first 2. They were like flea bags, like they're like full of fleas and not real nice. So I thought, not really worth skinning, right? So anyways, I get rid of them. And then sure enough, I get another fox. I ended up with 6 of them. And then the guy doesn't want to pay me. He's like, well, we didn't talk about fox. And I said, well, your son told me that you want them gone too. And he's like, yeah, okay, no problem. And he pays me, right? So I get a coyote in the dirt hole set. And real big red, like a blondie red one. Tried posting videos of it there. And it might be on here. It might be on here, me throwing in my truck. There it is. If you look under my trapping videos, you'll find them. because I was posting that stuff. You can't post it on TikTok though, or whatever, they take it down. Same with Instagram. You're violating their community guidelines. They don't want to see dead animals, you know. Some snowflake might get butthurt. So they keep taking stuff down. TikTok, Instagram, they take stuff down. If I post videos or anything like that, they take it down. I've got a nice deer field dressing a deer video on here on my YouTube channel, and they limited my monetization because it's not suitable for all advertisers. Same with when I took a fox out of a foothold and I stuffed them in a live trap to relocate them, and that wasn't good enough either, right? They limited it. They had humans review it, and they approved it. But now that it's got like almost 84 million views, they had to pay me. They paid me out November and December, like a few $100 a month, right? And I thought, oh, good. I'm finally going somewhere with my channel. I might be able to quit my day job in 10 years, right? Well, no. They turned right back around and they limited it again. So I got on there. I didn't know why they say your expected revenue went, like it was going up, and it's just nosedive. That's why you start to make money off something, they limit you. So you can't seem to win unless you're a girl jumping up and down, bouncing your boobs, and mine aren't big enough to bounce. Anyways, yeah. So I got into a discussion with one of their staff or whatever on a chat, and I said, well, what happened to my that live trap fox video? And I took it away and everything else. Well, you know, and then she didn't want to tell me anything, but she ended up saying, well, look under community standards under violence. I'm like, violence? I took the friggin' fox out of a foothold and I put it in a cage. What do you want me to do with it? Put it on the front seat of the truck with me? And I took it down the road, right? Anyways. So they limited the monetization again. Sure enough, it's went up like 10 million views in the last month, right? But oh no, God forbid, we don't want to pay you for any advertising on there. So if you think you're going to make money on YouTube, I think you got to get some really good looking girls to just stand around in bikinis and jump up and down, because you'll make more money doing that. And they don't have a problem with that. They don't have a problem with that. They put condom commercials on there all day long. But if you put something like that, where even I'm being nice to the animal and letting it go for a change, which is a big change for me, because I'll kill a fox as quick as I'll kill a coyote. And but when you do something nice and you put that on there, well, you're getting too many views. We have to pay you out, so we're gonna change that for you. Thanks, YouTube. So, anyways, that's my my venting today. Yes, and coyotes love apples. Anytime I've baited deer, which I never used to, but I'm getting lazy now. And if you go buy you can go buy like those big bins of apples. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely the fishing ones with the hot wives on there. So if you get one of those big bins of apples, they used to be like 110 or 20 bucks, right? For pretty much fill the back of a pickup truck up. If you get that and you dump it out there, the first thing you're going to see is coyotes. If there's any coyotes around, they'll sit there, they'll urinate and defecate all over your apples and beside it and mark their territory out and everything else. And you might get deer. But you'll get coyotes sitting there eating them. They love apples. You know what else I would think that they would love? Is carrots. My old doggy there, when he was alive, like last summer, he was still alive. I grow my wife and I have a garden at the back, and I planted a bunch of carrots, right? She was like, no, don't plant carrots, waste of time, blah, blah, blah. But my dog loved them. My dog would love carrots and tomatoes, believe it or not. You know, he would he would just go crazy. Where it got near the end there where I had to not let him out so much or really keep my eye on, because he'd go in the garden, he'd help himself. He'd go in there and pick himself off a tomato and eat the tomatoes on me. You know, you get more excited over a tomato or a carrot than anything, which I found was really weird, because I never thought dogs really liked that stuff that much. But yeah, I got a good-looking daughter-in-law, or stepdaughter. My wife's daughter is good-looking. I told her I was going to use her on my channel to get a couple of her beautiful friends there to dress up in some camo, and I'll get them prancing around the field with rifles and stuff, pretend like they're hunting and stuff, and then edit in some coyote kills or something. I could probably retire in a couple of years. Yeah, it just wouldn't be fair, would it? But yeah, I don't know. So what do you guys want to see on this channel? I mean, we're up over 145,000 subscribers, but still the video views are low. I mean, not making any money because people aren't viewing the videos. So I don't know if people subscribe and they leave. I don't know. I'm not like I say, I'm not a YouTube guru. But what do you guys really want to see? Do you like to see trapping stuff? Do you like to see coyotes getting shot? I mean, what is it you guys want? Do you like shorts? Do you like long videos? Trap some beaver? Yeah. I hate water trapping, and our season's pretty much over now anyways. I've got some 330s somewhere. I got a few of them left. A few 330s and a couple of 220s and stuff. I had a beaver I did for a guy. Well, I was trying to do the beaver for the guy. And gee, you couldn't get him in a trap. You couldn't. It was lakeshore, so he was coming up, cutting down the trees. I tried everything. You set a trap where he was coming up one spot where he had like a little slide. He come up in a different spot. I couldn't find anybody with any caster around here. It's tried blind setting them. I tried even putting a foot trap there on a chain, right? Tried anything I could. Couldn't get this stupid thing. And finally, I was over at his place one night, and there's the beaver coming up his front lawn, so I shot it with my crossbow. My scorpion crossbow. Right in the head. And then later that night, I'm home, and I had a live trap there too, right? And there's this beaver standing beside like a jumbo live trap. A jumbo. I don't know. My dad had picked this one up, and I don't know where he got it. But I'll tell you, it's bigger than my large coon traps I had. I had some live traps too. I still have them. It was bigger than them. And here's this beaver standing beside it, and it is towering over the trap. I'm gonna go right out on a limb and say, beside the other one weighed 55 pounds, and this one looked like it was his big daddy. It had to have been a 90-pound beaver, and it was on one of the bigger lakes here. So it was crazy, and I only had pictures of it that one night, and that was it. Never seen it again. But it was massive, just massive. And like, people think a 40-pound beaver is big, eh? Or a 50-pound beaver is big. This thing was crazy big. It's hard to believe it was like that big. Yeah, I hate water trapping. Did I say that already? I used to trap them a little bit, right? This friend of mine, he's long dead now, but he used to want me, because they'd flood his fields over on his farm there. So I'd go over and I'd get out there on the ice, right? And I'd find the beaver huts, and I'd get a stick and I'd chop a hole in the ice, and I'd take a big long stick in there and try to find the doorways. Yeah, 59's big. And then take a couple big long wires, right, and lower a 330, just lower it down right over the doorway, right, and then have a big stick up top. Yeah, I've heard of guys getting them 100 pounds, and lower the trap right in front of the doorway, and you can find both doorways if you want. There's usually two, and you're going to catch it for sure. I mean, it's not that hard. The beaver's going to go in and out. He has to get in and out of his house. Oh. Speaking of houses, there's a place down on the lake across from me. And I know a guy that's doing some work for them. They got a little beaver issue. Their garage, like off the water, beaver's made itself a home there. Yeah, he sent me pictures of it. And I'm looking at this big clump right there and look at the pictures. And he goes, how much do you want to remove a beaver? I'm looking at the picture and I couldn't tell. It just looked like a hump of mud, eh? Then you look closer, you zoom in on the picture. It's one big beaver just laying there, right? And I'm like, yeah, buddy, I don't have a live trap big enough to get that beaver in, let alone I don't think you're going to get that beaver in a trap. Really don't think so. It just laid there. Wouldn't move. Just laid there. Like, not afraid of him or nothing. I don't, probably a female. But the landowner wants it removed alive. They don't want it killed. And I said, well, how do you suppose you're going to do that? For starters, that's one big ass beaver. And if you get it out of there and you dump it in the lake somewhere, it's going to be right back. And you're not going to stop that big beaver from getting back in there. Anyways, I just went, yeah, tell her $200 and the cost of a 22 round in the head, and I'll remove it, but it'll be dead when it goes. Because I ain't messing with no big beaver. I'm not going to go in and try to hog tie it or something stupid, you know. I mean, it was huge. So yeah, we can talk about beaver stories now. Whoever's in here, well, we know John's biggest one was 59 pounds. What's the biggest beaver you've had? That doesn't sound right. So anybody else in here that traps? I want to know. What's the biggest beaver you've caught or the biggest beaver you've seen? I've heard of one 95 pounds up here, or 97 or something like that years ago. The guy I know caught it. It was big. So what's the biggest beaver? What time we got? I got about a half hour and I got to get out of here. So let's hear some beaver stories. So you remove it or no? No, I didn't remove it. They didn't want to pay me, I guess. A lot of people want you to do it for free, right? This one guy I was at the Coyotes for, he says to me, I go over there to help him out because I don't know if he's got money or what, but he's a friend of a friend. I went over to help him out. And shot two the first time over, two the second time over. And when I first met him, he says, I'll let you keep any of the coyotes that you shoot. Yeah? I'll let you keep them. I'll let you. I looked at him and I says, I'm doing you the favor. And I says, anything I shoot or trap belongs to me, not you. And I says, if they were worth anything right now, I would be keeping them, whether you like it or not. I mean, that's how it works. You don't say, yeah. See, the problem is a lot of people think it's a privilege for you to go onto their property and you to trap. Because you get more and more people looking for places to hunt and trap, right? So they're just practically begging people to let them hunt their land. When you're doing nuisance control, right? And predators and stuff like that, or you're doing beavers and muskrats, you know, to keep them from flooding their land, you're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor. Like, don't think that lowly of yourself. You're doing them a favor, a big favor, right? And some guys recognize that and some don't. My one friend that I shoot coyotes for, I don't ask him for money. I don't want any money from him. He's like a friend. So, but you know what? That guy always thanks me. Thank you. I just removed another big meal. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. One day I get a knock on the door. Got a big bag of soup bones. He says, oh, yeah, your wife likes to cook like soup with that, and we've got you a big bag of bones and that. Well, inside with the bag of bones, there's like prime rib roast and some burger and stuff. I mean, he values what I do for him, right? And then some jobs I do, I'll charge $250 just to show up there, and I'll charge another $250 a coyote. You know, you get guys that are losing all their livestock. They can lose, you know, $3,000 worth of livestock in a night, right? And you go out and you start killing coyotes for them. They don't mind paying you because look at the loss, right? The problem is some people, not all, right, is they think that they're doing you a favor by allowing you to do that for them. Well, you stop and think about it. You're doing them a favor, right? It's nice that they give you a place to hunt, but I've seen farmers over the years where you've done them lots of those favors, right? You didn't charge them nothing. You've hunted and trapped for them, and you did mostly predators and stuff for like over 30 years. And then all of a sudden one day, you can't deer hunt there this year. Why? Oh, because so-and-so wants to hunt it this year. Yeah, so what did so-and-so do for you in the past 35 years? Absolutely nothing. Right? But that's how people treat you. So don't lessen the value of what you do, right? If you hunt and trap and you're serious like I am, don't think any less of yourself. Like if you're going turkey hunting, say, right? If you're turkey hunting and they let you into the property just to turkey hunt, yeah, they're doing you a favor. Or just to deer hunt, they're doing you a favor. But if you're doing all predators and coons and you're helping them out doing stuff, you're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor. So, they should give you something in return. I mean, chip in on your gas money or something, right? But if they don't, and you don't hunt very much, and that's up to you. You can always appreciate someone that values what you do. As a predator hunter and a trapper and that, it's nice to see that some of these farmers appreciate, right? There was one farmer there that he said, "Can you help me? I got coyotes coming into my barn every night. I put up a cheap webcam or a trail cam or whatever, and they're coming right in my barn at night." He said, "Can you get rid of them?" Yeah, I shot 2 the one night, came back and shot 2 the next night. It's like, I didn't ask him for anything. He's 5 minutes up the road, nice guy and everything. And Christmas Eve, he showed up with a gift card for a dining card or whatever. And I thought, that was really nice. See, people like that appreciate it. And you try to help them out, right? That's the kind of people you enjoy doing stuff for. Not just because you're getting something in return, it's that they appreciate you and they show that. They appreciate you. Even a thank you and stuff, right? Or letting you have exclusive rights to deer hunting their place or whatever, or like dairy farmers. Dairy farmers get milk, right? When was the last time a dairy farmer ever offered you some milk? You know how expensive milk is now, right? When was the last time any of these guys that you did tons of stuff for ever offered to give you something? Hey, look, you've been killing a lot of coyotes over here and raccoons out of my barn, and that we're killing our laying hens and everything else. Hey, would you like a couple dozen eggs to take home? Do you like eggs? Right? Or would you want a couple gallons of milk? Like it's not pasteurized or whatever, when it's leaving or whatever it is, do you feel comfortable drinking that? I can give you some milk if you want. Why wouldn't they offer you something, right? Anyways, I got to stop bitching about other people. I've got a lot of brass done. This is what I got left now. I've still got a big chunk to go. Man, been on here almost an hour. Maybe if I didn't talk as much, I'd get more done. I don't know. Just seems like too much work. So you remove it. Are you still here, John? Are you my number one fan now? Johnny. Who is still here? Who is here? Johnny. No. Maybe I'm the only person in here. Well, maybe it's time to end this. Go have some lunch. Maybe I'll come back on with my wife, let her do this stuff. I'm sure she'd get a lot more attention on here than I would. Oops, wrong way. Who's in here? There was a lot of people in here. I guess I bored them. I bored them too much and they left. If you like case trimming, you got to get one of these tools here. They are way better than doing them by hand. This is the new old school. It's way faster, way more efficient, and it's a lot easier in your hands. The only thing you got to do is find something that you can clean primer pockets with that's better than this thing. This thing here is a piece of garbage. It's just got blades on it. It's not even that old, but it doesn't trim them very well. Maybe it's broken. Nope. It's just a piece of garbage. Well, I think I've bored everybody long enough now. Time to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure and watch some videos because that'll be better than watching this live feed. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, over and out. Have a great day.